how did you start framing that talk?
I started looking at what shaped me as an entrepreneur, shaped me as a man today, and I looked back at other podcasts, looked at other keynote speeches, and started to look at what were the foundational things in my life, which is my family, friends, and business as well. So
Yeah, and so you did a lot of prep. I know you watched a lot of TED Talks, a lot of videos. You asked me a ton of questions on
yes,
speaking. You did a ton of homework and research. And I think that's the key thing because a lot of people will read the book or have the quote or post on LinkedIn, but they don't do the work. And so you actually got into the work, and it's in some ways it's easier. Hey Tisha, hey Jim, working with athletes because you're used to being coached and being challenged. So what was the next challenge that I gave you when you were building out, the kind of foundational elements?
so once I had some of the framework together and some of the foundational pieces, I started to talk to anyone I could about the speech, and friends, families, little cousins of mine. I would sit there and talk to them about the speech and go through with them. So it was exciting to do that. But really, a lot of the foundational pieces it took me was researching the TED Talks. I had a lot of confidence talking to you, listening to some of your old videos as well. And once, about a week or so out, I did it in front of a group of family and friends of mine. There were about 25 or so. And I presented about 15 minutes to them. Again, they knew me for 37 years of my life, but a lot of things that brought up to them they didn't know, and they were surprised by it. So I'm not very open on some of the things that I went through, but talking in front of them was amazing.
And so I just want to capture that. That takes a lot of courage. So you come up to Canada, oh my God, walk on mentality. Great. You start doing the research, you're putting the framework of the talk, and then you actually present it to probably the toughest audience you'll ever have is friends and family. So, like, how did you invite them? And tell me about that moment when you presented to friends and family.
So it was just a normal family party we had at my cousin's house, and I started talking about what I was doing with you, Shawn, as a coach, and what I had coming up, and they pretty much prompted me to get up there and start talking. I was more worried about eating and relaxing, having fun on a Sunday than I was after this speech. So after a bunch of pushing and yelling, I got up there and I did it. Again, they're the toughest audience I'll have. They're super honest with me, and they know me so well. But after I did that, I had a ton of confidence. I was excited to do it in front of the group in April.